When it comes to hybrid mixing and mastering workflows, this little green box by McDSP is one of the most powerful devices in the game. This is the analog processing box. And this one device is the equivalent of 16 mono pieces of analog gear, or 8 stereo devices all packed into one. That means you get access to 16 digitally controllable channels of analog processing that you could use as various EQs, compressors, limiters, saturation plugins, multi-band compressors, and more. When you purchase this device, you get access to their entire collection of APB plugins, and every time they drop a new one, it gets added to your collection. And they've just recently dropped a brand new plugin named Bob, which is an absolute beast for low frequency processing. Another really nice update with McDSP is that their latest software now supports the lower playback engine presets of 64. So that means you can now use your APB plugins with sub 5 millisecond latency in Pro Tools, which is an absolute game changer for recording workflows, especially for vocal production. So in this video, we're going to be diving into some mixing and mastering using the hybrid APB workflow. Let's jump into our Pro Tools session for a track called Ready to Go that I produced for Easy McCoy. So here we've got our synths, vocal production down here at the bottom, summed up to this bus,
ready for whatever,
and drums at the top.
ready for whatever, are you ready to go? Ready for whatever, ready for whatever.
Let's start with just our drums. I'm going to mute our vocals. And let's start by saucing up this drum bus. We have our 808s and drums going all together into the same one drum bus, so we're going to use this as a convenient place to process everything together. Let's start out by putting the new Bob plugin right here on the drums bus. I'm going to use the stereo version, which means 2 out of our 16 channels are going to be used by this plugin. Let's go here to where the drums kick in. So let's start out from right to left and break down what all these controls in the Bob plugin mean. First, we have bias. And bias controls the amount of low frequency boost, and you can determine what type of low frequency boost you get with A and the B. Let's go all the way up just as an extreme example. I'll switch to B. Ooh. Let's sweep the frequencies to see what frequency you want to accentuate. So when you're adjusting the frequency bias knob, not only are you boosting a resonance peak, but you're also choosing where frequencies will be filtered out. So you're boosting around 43-ish, but you're also filtering around 43. Sometimes lets you get away with some disrespectful low end. Next, we move into our dynamic section with squash. This controls the amount of compression in the selected frequency, using the shape that you determine with the A or B buttons. And then just like any compressor, we have a rate to control the response time and attack of our squash compression. You can really hear it pumping when you turn the rate down. Let's turn it on and off. Bypass. And Bob. We can also try using this in parallel too if we want to combine the really extreme squash levels with the dynamic levels, but we're going to jump into that in just a second. Next, we have gain and our trim/headroom knob. These are both really special because they control the level on the analog side, which directly affects how much saturation is in the signal. So in addition to being input and output levels, you're also controlling how hard the signal is hitting the analog gear, followed by 2 different analog modes. This controls the physical configuration of how the signal gets sent through the analog circuitry in your APB. When analog mode 1 is off, the analog boost and dynamic compression are gentle and the saturation region is larger. When analog mode 1 is on, the analog boost and dynamic compression are stronger and the saturation region is smaller. Really feel the analog warmth just adding that crack and crunch to your drums and bass that makes it cut through really nicely on smaller speakers. If this is too different and too drastic of a change, maybe you want to parallel in this effect. Let's try using this on a send. So I'm going to go ahead and create a new track and I'm going to name it Bob. And we can drag our plugin straight up to here onto our Bob channel and we'll send this to analog 1-2 is perfect. We could use the output level now to control the balance of how much Bob we have mixed in with our dry drums. Bring it up. Let's also turn it up pretty gnarly on here too. So juicy. I love this in parallel. I liked it in serial too, but parallel just leaves the original intent of the mix a little bit more intact. But if you really want to do something freaky, drop it straight on your drums bus. You could also put this straight on your 808 or your snare or anything that you really want to emphasize. But when I'm using my APB, I really find myself doing grouped mixing kind of things. So putting it right on the drum bus as a parallel process is perfect for me. Another great place you could add Bob for some compression and saturation is here on your synths bus. Let's see, so the synths are mostly over here. Let's drop Bob on our synths bus. And let's engage 1 and 2 again. Start turning up that low frequency bias, and we can do a slightly different frequency since we're not in our 808s and kicks. We might go around like 100 or 90 just to bring out the meat. Without it. And Bob. But of course we want to hear that with the rest of the production, don't we? So let's put our drums back in. And let's turn Bob on and off. Back on. It just pushes it right in your face. On the synths group, I like A. A little bit of that trim down to make up for the gain. Right around 90 is perfect for this. And let's put our vocals back in now.
The truth is what I am, I've been approved. I crack the system, and then I break the rules. It's just not checkers when I make a move. Ready for whatever, ready for whatever. Ready for whatever, ready for whatever. Ready for whatever, ready for whatever. Ready for whatever.
Turn Bob off on the synths.
Ready for whatever, ready for whatever.
And now off on the drums.
Ready for whatever, ready for
Oh my
whatever.
goodness.
Ready for whatever.
Here it is back on.
Make a move. Ready for whatever, ready for whatever. Ready for whatever, ready for whatever. Ready for whatever, ready for whatever. Ready for whatever. Ready for whatever, ready for whatever. Ready for whatever. Ready for whatever, ready for whatever. Ready for whatever.
Let's check out some cool effects that we could do here in our vocals. Now this song is kind of for video games and sports trailers and really high energy video edits and broadcast placements and things like that. And I really like having the vocal feel super meaty in this chorus. And this Bob plugin is going to be perfect for that.
Light, I'm on another level. Ready for whatever, ready for whatever. Ready for whatever, ready for whatever.
I might just slide Bob right in here, right in between the MOTT and the limiter. And let's just see what kind of low frequencies you could pull out of this voice. We're going to go even higher on the frequency knob. And let's kind of try and freak around like 120 on the voice. We've already hit around 40 on the 808 and kick, and we've hit around 90 on the instruments. So we're really just giving every single place its own dedicated spot in the low end.
Ready for whatever, ready for whatever. Ready for whatever, ready for whatever.
Let's turn squash
Ready
up.
for whatever, ready for whatever. Ready for whatever.
Turn the rear down.
Ready for whatever, ready for whatever. Ready for whatever.
Oh, squash sounds nice.
Light, I'm on another level. Ready for whatever, ready for whatever. Ready for whatever, ready for whatever.
And we just have it on the main layer right here.
Ready for whatever. Ready for whatever, ready for whatever. Ready for whatever. Ready for whatever, ready for whatever. Ready for whatever.
Since the supporting layers are panned to the outside, I really don't want to add that low end in weight on the stereo vocals. I want it on the mono centered one. So I'm just going to use that as sort of a bass enhancing effect on just this main lead vocal that repeats the hook phrase. Really, really nice addition. Let's go down to our master and see if we can use the APB to enhance our current chain. We're currently mastering our song in the box by using the ML4000 limiter, but I think we could do a little bit better by swapping this out for a limiter in the APB collection. For mastering, I really like using the L18 limiter, pushing up the gain a little bit and boosting the color just anywhere between 1 and 10%.
Ready for whatever, ready for whatever. Ready for whatever. Are you ready to go? Ready for whatever, every single measure. Apply with the pressure, make you lose your breath. I would never break, no, not ever. Anybody
Pull the
on this
release
earth
down.
who gon' do it better? Whomever, it don't matter, I will get the treasure. Do it bigger than the desert, I'm a fortune teller. Big stepper, trendsetter, ready for whatever. Do it to the light, I'm on another level. Ready for whatever, ready for whatever.
Let's actually do a quick A/B test between that L ML4000.
Ready for whatever. Are you ready to go? Ready for whatever.
This is the
every
APB
single
limiter.
measure. Apply with the pressure, make you lose your breath.
In the box.
I would never break, no, not ever. Anybody on this earth who gon' do it better? Whomever, it don't matter, I will get the treasure. Do it bigger than the desert, I'm a fortune teller.
And analog.
Big stepper, trendsetter, ready for whatever. Do it to the light, I'm on another level. Ready for whatever, ready for whatever. Ready for whatever, ready for whatever.
In the box.
Ready for whatever, ready for whatever. Ready for whatever.
APB.
Ready for whatever, ready for whatever. Ready for whatever. Are you ready to go?
Really nice.
For whatever, ready for whatever. Ready for whatever. Are you ready to go?
One last place this Bob plugin can be really useful is as an entire mix glue. So let's create a mix glue bus that all of our main instrument buses go to. So let's go to track new, mix glue, stereo aux input. Let's drag it all the way to the bottom right next to our master chain. And we're gonna go up and send this to Mixglue. And we're gonna put Bob on the Mixglue channel. The only other place we need to send this off to is here in the drums bus. Send it to the Mixglue here right below it. Now, because this is a parallel, I'm gonna pull the trim way down and we're gonna turn the bias up.
We can get it jumping, we can get it started. You don't want no problems.
Let's turn our Mixglue off.
Tell me when to go, we can get it going. I'm coming in hot.
And back on.
I know you see me coming, I ain't gonna lose. The truth is what I am, I've been approved. I crack the system, and then I break the rules. It's just not.
Let's hit it even harder.
Ready for whatever, ready for whatever. Ready for whatever, ready for whatever. Ready for whatever, ready for whatever. Ready for whatever. Ready for whatever, ready for whatever. Ready for whatever. Are you ready to go? Ready for whatever, ready for whatever. Ready for whatever. Are you ready to go?
This Bob plugin really blesses your mix with that beautiful, almost tape quality of saturation, where it feels like this hybrid of dynamic control and really pleasant distortion, giving you really good controls to dial in what frequency range you're trying to enhance in the low frequencies, allowing you to get very specific with your frequency or be very general and just blend in a little bit of something different to enhance your mix with that analog saturation. Now remember, all of these look like plugins, but these are all controlling actual analog circuitry inside the APB-16. If you want to get your hands on this plugin or try out the APB for yourself, visit McDSP.com for more, and I'll catch you guys next time in another tutorial.